Hi everyone, a very good evening to all of you. It took us a little time because it's three, four of us today. But still, and one of the doctors still can't make it because I think she's having some issue in logging in. Anyways, first of all, I would like to wish you all Mubarak and happy Akshaya Tritiya to everyone. And may this festival of Eid, festival of peace and humanity, bring world peace and heal the world, bringing together harmony, gratitude, and sharing. Today, Luxury meets in Positive Support Initiative Talk Show Part 2. Luxury meets lovely, dynamic doctors Dr. Dipali, Dr. Shilpi, and Dr. Nupur. Unfortunately, Dr. Gaganpreet is not able to join. I am not sure if she'll be able to join us later. Let's see. Let's hope she can. And let's all welcome the doctors here today. Let's ask the doctors simple, basic questions and let's all welcome them. Yeah. Hi, Dr. Nupur. I can see you.
Hi, how are you?
Very well. Hi, Dr. Shilpi.
Hello everyone, how are you?
All good, all well. And hi, Dr. Dipali.
Hi, Namaskar, everybody. Thank you for calling me, Madhvi.
My pleasure. Most welcome. Vicky Anand is saying hi. Vikram Sethi is saying outstanding. Thank you, everyone. And I would like to start the program with each one of you, your brief introduction in two, three lines. So we start with Dr. Dipali. If you can just introduce yourself to the audience.
I am a dermatologist and also a social entrepreneur. I have been a dermatologist even at President Estate Clinic in Rashtrapati Bhavan 2015 to 18. I was internationally trained in allergies for 2.5 years. And in the social entrepreneurship, I'm associated with an NGO called Dipanjan, and we run a free COVID care calling system for patients for mild to moderate cases who are at home. We are prescribing medicines, and we are doing various other things which we can in our capacity. So yes, please do ask me questions. And thanks again, Madhvi, for doing this platform, for igniting and telling people the latest facts on COVID, etc.
Much. And we would like to have the introduction from Shilpi. Dr. Shilpi, if you could introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, I am Dr. Shilpi Singh. I am a consultant obstetrician and gynecologist by profession. And I am here today for a very important and a special cause, as we all are facing so much of devastating things outside these days. So this talk is very important for all of us today to make us more aware of the facts involving this very dreadful disease called COVID. So we are here today, and I want to thank Madhvi for making me a part of this. I hope we'll be beneficial for all of us listening to us. Thank you so much, and all the best to everyone.
My pleasure, Shilpi, and it's the call of the hour. I hope we can reach out to a lot of queries, which people have already inboxed me. I'm going to ask you guys, and you all can feel free to even ask now in the chat live talk show also. And Dr. Nupur, we would like to have your introduction as well, please.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, thank you so much, Madhvi, for inviting me to this respectable panel. It's absolutely my honor to be here. I'm a dermatologist by profession with my private clinic in Gurgaon. But today we are here to help answer questions about COVID. There's a lot of misinformation, miscommunication happening regarding the disease, because of which a lot of people are suffering. So we are all here to answer all the queries and the questions related, in our capacity. How much ever we can help, we are going to help the viewers today.
A noble work in this time of COVID, undoubtedly. I think it's the doctors who are the real survivors for everyone, and we salute them, all of them. So, Dr. Dipali, I would like to ask you a question that, recently it has been told that if you have to go for Covishield second dose, it has to be 4 weeks or 3 months later. Earlier, it was told 3 to 4 weeks. So there's a lot of confusion among the people, who have got it already done, both the doses. They're confused that did they do the right thing or not, and why it's been told so late. It should have been initially informed, So many things are coming up later. So if you can really throw some light on this.
the light will be thrown by the torch bearers, which is our central government and the system who is deciding. So we all have to just follow the rule. Problem with all of us, हम सभी लोग हैं जो वो problem भी बनाते हैं. कहीं जब vaccine surplus थी, if you remember last year Diwali, December, January, कोई vaccine कराने को तैयार नहीं था. People started to say this is a BJP vaccine. Certain politicians, तो कुछ states में लोगों ने बहुत कम vaccine ली. So this has been a very huge misfortune for our nation, and मुझे लगता है कि हम सबको विश्वास रखना चाहिए जो भी ऊपर से rules आ रहे हैं, because there is no other changes. जिन्हें कोविशील्ड 1 लग चुकी है और कोविशील्ड 2 अगर लगनी है तो वो उसी गैप में लगेगी जो एज पर लॉ है. तो उसको चेंज करने की कोशिश ना करें. अगर आपको खुद लगता है कि आपको पहले लगनी चाहिए, आपके सिस्टर या आपके सिबलिंग या दोस्त को पहले तो छोटे गैप में लगी थी और वो ठीक ठाक है, then you can wait. मार्केट में हफ्ते 10 दिन में स्पुत्निक will also come, एक महीने में other vaccines will also come. Yeah, you can try to get Covaxin. But rather than challenging and questioning the rules which have been made, there is no point. We should all, our duty is just COVID appropriate behavior and first vaccine that we can get.
The thing, is it all right for the people who have got it done within 3 weeks gap, and now it's after 3 months? Is it all right? Like for the ones who have already got it done?
Of course, yes, it is all right. I'm sure the other doctors, Dr. Nupur, Dr. Shilpi, will also agree, because there are a lot of countries who are also having shortage of vaccine. It is not just ours. So what they are doing is only giving one single dose of vaccine shot. दूसरी का chance ही नहीं आ रहा है. So it is not that. Our country was the first to have vaccines available. Many of us didn't take. Now, of course, we have shortage, but that also is trying to be overcome. And Sputnik has landed in Delhi today. Hopefully, in 2-3 days' time, we'll all have access to get it injected also. So I think all of us should not think, question or whatever कि ये shortage की वजह से हुआ है, क्या change है, clinical क्यों हुआ है. जिसको जौन सी vaccine मिल रही है, whichever vaccine you're getting for yourself, your helpers, your family, your neighbor, please help and get it done.
Definitely a good advice for everyone out there. And I would like to ask Dr. Shilpi now about the investigations required around this time. If you can tell us something about that, Dr. Shilpi.
Yeah. So first of all, I would like to add something to the vaccination thing. See, so this disease is as much new to us as for everyone else in the country or all over the world. So the thing is that we really cannot, depend on what people are saying, what messages we are getting on WhatsApp or whatsoever thing is going on. We have to rely on sources which have credibility. So in this case, the main decision about the vaccines is given by the National Technical Advisory Group on Immunization. And these people, they are studying, they are researching, and because this is like a new thing for everyone. So they are doing these researches, and after doing the researches, they have come to the point that Covishield vaccine, the gap between two vaccines should be increased. So we also will follow those guidelines which are given by the National Technical Advisory Group for Immunization. So the latest thing what they had given on Thursday was that the gap should now for Covishield be between the first and the second vaccine should be between 12 weeks to 16 weeks. So we should not, battle around for getting a second vaccine dose, especially if you have taken Covishield. So it's absolutely fine if it is like delayed for even for 12 weeks, because there's actually a lot of shortage in our country. So we don't have to rush up now. They have, like, according to their researchers or whatever, they have come to the point that you can take the second dose of Covishield even after 12 to 16 weeks of time. So otherwise, if you have an access to the second dose, then you can go for the vaccine from between 6 to 16 weeks, anytime between that. But you don't have to, literally just hunt for the vaccine. And they also recommend not to intermix the two types of vaccines as of now. So we don't know the basic reasons, because the vaccines, they have been prepared with different technologies. The Covaxin, that is made up of an inactive virus, whereas the Covishield, this is like a kind of a virus which is like which the vaccine which is using a adenovirus thing from the chimpanzees and whatnot. So they all have different technology. So they recommend not intermixing the vaccines. Rather, we can wait for the second dose, and we can wait for up till 12 weeks also now.
That I I can gauge from both of you is that it is important to get the
Yeah.
vaccine. That's most important,
And
rather
not
than
to
arguing about.
intermix the two types. That is also, I think, that is what the latest shows, and not to intermix. And then we can also wait for second dose of Covishield for up to 12 weeks also. Co-vaccines, it is mainly suggested between anytime between 6 to 8 weeks, you can take the second dose.
Yeah. And before we go to the next question to you, Dr. Shilpi, I think Dr. Gagandeep is trying to, Gagandeep is trying to connect. So I've already sent you the link on your WhatsApp, Gagandeep. So please check your WhatsApp and see if you can log in still. And the next question to you was, Dr. Shilpi, about the investigations required. If you can tell something about the investigations.
Yeah. We know that the patient, once we know that the person has come in contact with a COVID positive person, then the first investigation for sure is the RT-PCR test. What we have to do to get the COVID thing confirmed for that person also. And once that test has been done, and while we are waiting for the test report, we have to monitor the person first. We have to monitor the signs and symptoms which are related to the COVID. So once we are monitoring, there are so many things which involve clinical examinations, self-assessment, checking your temperature, checking your SpO2 levels. That is also an important part of our clinical examination before we end up doing any investigations for ourselves. So like for mild cases where you don't have any breathlessness, or probably the lungs are not involved, that time you actually don't need to go in for investigations. Okay, because it's better not to panic in cases which are like mild cases. You are like in home isolation and you can take the basic battery of medicine which have been prescribed by the physician. That's it. But if it's like a moderate or a severe stage, then you have to go in for certain investigation depending on the stage of the disease. If it is like a moderate disease, that moderate basically involves a respiratory rate of more than 24 breaths per minute, or the SpO2 levels are lesser than 94%. In that cases, you need to be hospitalized and the doctor will undergo certain investigations for you. These investigations include your complete blood count, that is the CBC, LFT, KFT. And if required, they also go for D-dimers and inflammatory markers like CRP and interleukin 6. So these are basically markers for inflammation. These are needed to be done only in moderate or severe cases. In cases of a moderate disease, these markers have to be repeated. Like CBC has to be repeated maybe after every 48 hours, the CBC and the LFT, KFT counts. And whereas in cases of a severe disease, they need to be repeated every 24 hourly. So, but that basically depends on the stage of the disease. So basic investigations, what we have to go in for, first of all, the COVID test, and then CBC, LFT, KFT, CRP, interleukin 6, and the D-dimer levels. So these are basically the inflammatory levels, mainly for severe and moderate cases only.
Wonderful advice and pretty informative, I must say. And now I would like to come to Dr. Nupur. Dr. Nupur, a lot of people have been curious to ask about the skin allergies that they have at the time of COVID. So can you throw some light on that?
There are certain skin signs and symptoms which have been found to be in association with this COVID infection. The commonest thing which I think people are complaining about is dryness. A lot of people are experiencing extreme dryness of the skin during COVID as well as post-COVID. Apart from that, there is something called as COVID toes, in which they develop a bluish discoloration of the fingers and the toes, again in association with the COVID infection. There is a viral rash called as the viral exanthum, in which they develop red and itchy rashes on the body. That is another sign of COVID. And apart from that, you can even develop a condition called as pityriasis rosea, which is again very commonly being seen usually about 2 to 4 weeks after the COVID infection. So after recovering, people are complaining of this kind of a rash which develops on either the trunk or the arms. But these are all easily treatable. If anyone develops any of these signs or symptoms, please approach your dermatologist, take the proper treatment instead of just picking up steroid creams or advice from WhatsApp or Facebook. Take the correct treatment because these are all treatable conditions.
Any skin related allergies?
Sorry, I didn't catch you. Can you just
Like
repeat?
who can take vaccine who have allergies and who should not take who have allergies, you know?
So skin allergies don't really have much relation with the COVID vaccine. The COVID people who actually develop an allergy to the vaccine itself, that is where there can be a problem. That is why post-vaccine they are asked to stay in the hospital or in the vaccination area for about 30 minutes to monitor any kind of reaction which may develop. People who have pre-existing allergies like to avoid getting the vaccine because of that.
Okay, great, wonderful. And Dr. Dipali, I would like to ask you about the black fungus, the new fear. If you can tell about that. Dr. Dipali, can you hear me?
Unmute, yes. Thanks, Madhavi. And just to add to Dr. Nupur, with my experience, I am seeing a lot of viral infections in people during COVID, post-COVID, pre-COVID, interestingly, which is like herpes zoster and chickenpox, viral warts. जो लोग कोविड से ठीक हो गए हैं उनको वायरल वॉट्स आ रहे हैं, पहले कभी नहीं थे, 10 साल पहले थे. लॉट ऑफ माय पेशेंट्स आर कॉलिंग जिनको मैंने 5 साल पहले ट्रीट किया था एंड दे सेड कि वो सेम मेडिसिन ले सकते हैं क्या, हमने सिर्फ अभी सेकंड वैक्सीन ली और अगले दिन हमें वायरल वॉट्स फिर से दिखने लग गए. herpes zoster, इनफैक्ट एक स्टडी है एम्स और कुछ हॉस्पिटल्स के डर्मेटोलॉजिस्ट इकट्ठा होके वी आर डॉक्यूमेंटिंग कि herpes zoster कैसे अजीबोगरीब फॉर्म्स बना रहा है एंड इट इज एक्सट्रीमली पेनफुल इवन एट 20 years old age. सो बेसिक डील है कि ये जो एक मेंटल वॉर और कोरोना की वॉर हमारे देश की पूरी दुनिया की शुरू हो गई है इस वायरस के अगेंस्ट, हमें अपनी इम्यूनिटी बहुत हाई रखनी है, इज द बेसिक थिंग. एंड एज माधवी आस्क्ड मी, ये ब्लैक फंगस क्या है? ब्लैक फंगस एक बहुत ही डरावनी बीमारी है जिसको मेडिकल टर्म्स में म्यूकरमाइकोसिस कहा जाता है. एंड दिस कैन एक्चुअली स्टार्ट इन द नोज, इन द आईज, इन द माउथ, in the throat cavity. So one person can be COVID positive or can just suddenly have stuffiness, bharipan feel hoga nose mein, suddenly you will feel a lot of pain in the teeth, pain in the eyes, discharge in the eyes, and within 24 to 48 hours the condition deteriorates. It deteriorates so fast that if the fungus goes into the brain, person will definitely die. No medicine can help. If it goes in the eye has to be removed. It is generally always present in the nose. So some parts of the nose, the bones have to be removed. If it is in the teeth, upper teeth have to be removed. And everything has to be done within 24 to 48 hours of start of the first symptom. Now, why is mucormycosis coming more in the second wave of this pandemic is also a very big question mark. Mucormycosis was an extremely rare disease. My doctor friends we all remember it as a small short note in medical books which we have read. It has only one and only medicine which can be given, which is called amphotericin B, which has to be injected into the patient. So no need to stock it or black market it or buy it and keep it, because only in the hospital doctor can give it, first of all. So, and it is a very, very expensive liposomal injection, first of all. इसके जो सिम्टम्स हैं वो क्यों आ रहे हैं, इस पे सारे डॉक्टर्स साइंटिस्ट सोच रहे हैं, पता कर रहे हैं क्यों आ रहे हैं. इट इज नॉट रियली वेरी क्लियर, बट वन थिंग विच लॉट ऑफ पीपल आर कमेंटिंग इट कैन बी इज ऑल्सो बिकॉज ऑफ द नेजल पाइप्स. द ऑक्सीजन नेजल पाइप्स आर नॉट बीइंग क्लीन प्रॉपर्ली because fungus is known to grow in such atmospheres. Secondly, people are overusing. किसी का oxygen 95 जाता है, so being a rich or a luxury person, what they do is they start using the oxygen concentrator or the cylinder. कि 95 है, हम तो 99 कर लेते हैं किसी तरह. I know such people and I'm shocked because it will not help them like this. So using oxygen at home without doctor supervision or doctor's knowledge or care can actually lead to more dangers and dangerous side effects. This is one thing which everybody need to understand. Oxygen should not be dry. There has to be a humidifier. Lot of fake concentrators are rotating in the market. No need to buy. Oxygen concentrator will only help a senior citizen or help post-COVID in recovery, post-COVID pneumonias to help. During COVID, concentrator hardly helps. One needs an oxygen cylinder. So there is no point in sitting and hoarding oxygen concentrators or buying in bulk or whatever. And these lot of Chinese ones have come with guarantee warranty of only 6 months. And Madhvi, I tell you, people are buying it. I'm really saddened to see. So, people, we have to understand कि ये एक mental war है और बहुत लंबी चलेगी, 3-4 साल के लिए चलेगी. थर्ड वेव आएगी, फोर्थ वेव आएगी, बहुत कुछ आएगा. हम लोग नई बीमारियां ना पैदा करें, जैसे ये म्यूकरमाइकोसिस स्टार्ट हो गया है, कल को कुछ और नया फॉर्म ऑफ वायरस भी आ सकता है, म्यूटेशन होगी, बिकॉज वी आर अ हाईली पॉपुलेटेड कंट्री, विच एवरीबडी विल एग्री, which will lead to more problems. Our government is doing a lot of things. Let's hope and pray that everything can, go in action. But your duty hai, hi, Sharawat has just written my name so I could see. So, this, Madhvi, this is a very tough time where everybody has to get together. And my last request on this mucormycosis is that don't get scared of it. Don't hold the medicine. Know all the symptoms correctly. यहाँ दर्द हुआ, पानी निकला, नोज में हद से ज्यादा स्टफीनेस है, 1-2 दिन के लिए सर ऐसे भारी है जैसे कि आपसे इतना भी नहीं किया जा रहा कि सर में बहुत भारीपन है, देन वन शुड थिंक. मगर ये उस इंसान को सोचना है जो हाइजीनिकली नहीं रह रहा, जिसको पहले हिस्ट्री रही हो फंगल इन्फेक्शन की, निमोनिया की या कुछ लंग इन्फेक्शन की, डायबिटीज के साथ जिन्हें कोविड हो रहा है, उनके लिए ज्यादा ध्यान रखने की जरूरत है. और बहुत जरूरी है अपने हाइजीन के साथ साथ, अगर आप ऑक्सीजन कॉन्सेंट्रेटर या कोई भी नेजल कैनुला यूज करते हो या आप पफ लेते हो एस्थमा वाला, तो जो उसका माउथ पीस है, जो मैं अपने पेशेंट्स को एडवाइस कर रही हूँ कि बाय अ स्पिरिट स्वैब, ₹1 के स्पिरिट स्वैब आते हैं, यू कैन जस्ट ओपन अ स्पिरिट स्वैब एंड क्लीन द माउथ पीस विद इट और द नेजल कैनुला विद इट. So when you're taking the air, you've cleaned it with spirit. After that, wipe it with a plain tissue paper and then use it. Because market में बहुत सारे ऐसे sanitizers भी आ गए हैं which are fake. And Rajni ji, namaskar. Okay, Madhvi. Oh, now I think this is enough information. And also, lastly, Madhvi, on any comments which will come niche, I think all of us doctors will be very happy to reply. We'll keep seeing.
Commenting, very insightful, informative. Shower is saying great initiative, Madhvi, and God bless. Salute the doctors. May God protect them all. And Dr. Rajni is also there. She's saying regards to your mom, Dr. Dipali. She knows your mom, so she's saying pay my regards to her. Shower is saying hi, dear. May God bless you and keep you all safe. Same, we hope the same for everybody. Shower, thank you. And very well explained, Dr. Dipali. Dr. Rajni is saying, Ritu is saying very informative, Dr. Dipali. And all the questions which are there will be answered later, as Dr. Dipali said. Thank you so much, Dipali, for that. And now I would like to come to Dr. Shilpi, that what is the management protocol required in COVID according to stages, if you can tell? Dr. Shilpi.
Yeah, hello. So another thing I would like to just point out for mucormycosis is like with the recent studies, it has been seen in patients receiving steroids. It has been seen more in patients receiving steroids because steroids further decrease the immunity level of our body. So it can probably be related. Rest we don't know because this is like a new thing for everyone. So this is just to the recent studies, I can say that it can be associated with people who receive more steroids. So it may be related. That is like according to the latest studies. So now coming to the management of COVID, management again, as I just mentioned a few minutes back, it depends upon the stage a person is landing up in. So initially, when you have initial symptoms, or you just have a mild disease, or even if you are asymptomatic but you have tested COVID positive, then that thing is basically labeled as a mild disease. In cases of a mild disease, you need to be home isolated, mainly home isolated, and for around about 2 weeks, 14 to 15 days. During that phase, you have to take a symptomatic treatment only. If you just have fever, you just have mild cold, mild cough, only the symptomatic treatment, which involves paracetamol for in cases of fever, and we can add 2 antibiotics like doxycycline. It can be given 100 milligram twice a day for 5 days, and we can have azithral if you have the person has a lot of cough, a lot of throat irritation. We can add azithral in that case. So we can start with these 2 antibiotics plus paracetamol if the person has fever. Ivermectin has also been added, but it is contraindicated in pregnancy and lactation. So it is not to be given in pregnant women. So these 3-4 medicines, which are for people who are having mild disease and are under home isolation, these are required. In addition to that, your vitamins and minerals. We all need to take B complex. In everyone I think should take at the present moment. We all should take B complex, and we should have your vitamin C tablets. So that goes for every one of us. And otherwise, it has to be added with your antibiotics and the basic symptomatic things which we have to do for the home management. We also have to make sure that we take steam in cases of a mild disease, because it really helps the virus, to just go off there itself in your nose or your the throat area. It shouldn't reach your lungs, so it really helps. So we should the person should take steam at least twice or thrice a day. Along with steam, they have to take gargles. We can do gargles with betadine, hexadine, or we can just do it simply with saline water also. It also works very well. So this is what we have to do for a mild disease. Along with that, monitoring is very important. You need to keep monitoring your temperature, your SpO2 levels. And if in any case you feel any symptoms which are like more than this, that means involving your lungs, which is mainly like shortness of breath or difficulty in breathing or anything of that sort, then you need to consult your physician, because in that case you might need a hospitalization. So it is very important to clinically monitor yourself, to be aware of your symptoms, to be aware of your temperature, to be aware of your SpO2 levels. So basically the SpO2 levels on room air, they should preferably be more than 96%. That is what I personally feel. Otherwise, theoretically, it has been written you can maintain between 92 to 96%. But I personally feel that they should be above 95 and 96%. So now, once the person has recovered from a mild disease, they can, with these home isolation and these home remedies, plus these basic treatment from the physician, they can just stop the medicines after 5 or 10 days, whatever time they have been prescribed by the physician. If this person have the symptoms which point out towards a moderate disease, that is, they start facing symptoms like breathlessness, which shows pointing out towards hypoxia in our body. In that case, we basically label that stage as a moderate disease. And in those cases, the respiratory rate of the person will be above 24 breaths per minute, and the SpO2 levels will be below 94, 93%. So that time we label the person as having a moderate disease. In such cases, the person needs to be hospitalized. They can be hospitalized in a normal ward, and then we have to give oxygen support to maintain the SpO2 levels. As I just mentioned, they have to be between 90 to 96, or preferably above 95%. So we have to give oxygen support, for which we need the masks and the cylinders and all that. And along with that, we have to give the symptomatic management, which involves the antibiotics and the antipyretics. Along with that, if the physician feels, they can start you with anti-inflammatory and immunomodulatory drugs, which involves the steroids like betamethasone and methylprednisolone. But that is the physicians have to decide according to your condition. So along with that, they can also give an anticoagulant, because all these are like interrelated symptoms when it comes to COVID. So this management will entirely depend on the doctor who is managing you, who's examining you, who's treating you. So you can, to start with, you'll be given the oxygen support. Along with that, the immunomodulators or the anti-inflammatory drugs, plus anticoagulants like low molecular weight heparins can be given. And in addition to that, monitoring is very important. Monitoring will involve clinical monitoring as well as the laboratory monitoring. Clinical monitoring will be like monitoring your SpO2 levels, your temperature, and plus your symptoms and everything. And the laboratory monitoring involves the investigations, as I just mentioned, CBC, D-dimer levels and all those stuff. So they have to be monitored. And along with that, if your condition is deteriorating, then you might need a HRCT or a chest X-ray.
Yeah, I think it's a wonderful, great information, because a lot of people are commenting. Gauri is commenting, Ritu Kashyap is saying, Ritu Bhagat is saying, great going, Dr. Shilpi. And I'm sure the audience is really liking it, because this is the call of the hour topic. And I'm sure it's a lot of takeaway for everybody today here. And now I would like to come to Dr. Nupur, that how to manage the patient in isolation at home. If you can throw some light on it. And there are a lot of questions from the audience, which we are going to take up once we are done with these most important questions to all the three doctors.
Okay, so home isolation patients. So the first sign of having a COVID infection, whether it's a fever or a body ache or a sore throat, you need to immediately isolate yourself. The problem what most people are doing is that they are waiting for the result to come and then they start the isolation, which is absolutely wrong, because by the time your report comes, you might have already infected the other members in your family and spread the disease in the entire household. So the first time that you start feeling any kind of sign or symptom related to COVID, you must isolate yourself completely, completely be in one room. There should be no contact between you and other family members or the staff. Even if someone has to come, they should wear a double mask. You should also wear a double mask when someone enters the room. Inside the room itself, you need to monitor your symptoms. As Dr. Shilpi was saying, that you need to monitor your temperature and your saturation. These are the two most important things that you need to monitor. You can even have a chart in which you are going to write down every day your temperature and your saturation, because that will help in deciding the further course of action, whether you need to go for any blood test, whether you need to go for any CT, whether you would be needing any oxygen or not. It will all depend upon these parameters. And if we are vigilant enough, we will be able to catch those cases in the early stages itself, which would require hospitalization. So that, last minute looking for hospital beds, last minute looking for oxygen can be avoided. So monitoring is the most important part. You need to look after your hydration, because hydration is something which will really help you in having a quicker recovery from the disease. Your nutrition needs to be taken care of. And above all, having a positive mindset. As Dr. Dipali was saying, it is a mental war. It is not just a physical war. We need to mentally be strong. We need to not panic. We need to be aware of our symptoms, be proactive in taking the treatment. All the home care, as Dr. Shilpi has already said, including the symptomatic treatment, whether it is paracetamol, vitamin C, multivitamins, gargles, steam, of course, all of that we are going to do. But as soon as you feel that your symptoms are worsening, your saturation is dropping, you need to go for the blood test as prescribed by your physician. The steroids need to be started at the right time. A lot of people are starting steroids very early in the disease, which is actually making the disease worse, because it lowers your immunity and makes the virus more aggressive. So starting the steroid at the right time and the right dose is very crucial. As we were discussing about mucormycosis, injudicious use of steroids can actually lead to mucormycosis or other fungal infections later on. So the right dose at the right time is what is crucial as far as the treatment is concerned. Other things which are required, like whether it is remdesivir or tocilizumab, they all have to be done only under a doctor's supervision. Don't stock them, don't hoard them, don't black market them. There is no point in doing that. You need to get it done only in the hospital setting. So I think, Madhuri, I think these are the important points which need to be kept in mind when people are taking treatment at home.
Great. And I must tell everybody that Nupur is the youngest doctor here with us, and very informative, very impressive. Thank you, Nupur. And Dr. Dipali, I would like to ask you a question from the audience, that this is a viral infection. Why do we need to take antibiotics?
Okay, very good question and no answer. And to be honest, what is talked less about is that FabiFlu is an excellent medicine. In fact, Japanese studies have proven it is as good as Remdesivir, for which the whole town is running around for. So FabiFlu is going to be like a miracle drug. Steroid to be started only upon worsening of the symptoms. Steroid shuru mein nahi shuru karne chahiye. Antibiotics, some doctors are not even giving, by the way, Madhavi, in COVID positive patients. Ivermectin has a role. The antibiotic is generally given as an anti-inflammatory, the doctors who are giving, and agar layman terms mein baat karu, and ek to anti-inflammatory benefit ke liye diya jata hai, super added infections ke liye diya jata hai. Whenever we have a virus, some sort of rawness will get created. Nose se leke lungs tak, फेफड़ों की ends tak, areola जहाँ खुलता है, lungs के end तक जहाँ जाता है, तो वहां तक जाके जो नॉर्मल बैक्टीरियाज होते हैं उनकी सुपर एडेड इन्फेक्शन ना हो, वो सोचते हुए भी दिया जाता है. सो डोंट थिंक सो मच. मैं जाते जाते यही कहना चाहूंगी माधवी की लोग ट्रीटमेंट पे ना कॉन्सेंट्रेट करें. आज की डेट में हो क्या रहा है, लोग कहीं ना कहीं टॉक्स में दवाइयां के नाम सुन के, मुझे केमिस्ट वाला बता रहा है लोगों ने एसिलिन का पफ खरीदना शुरू कर दिया है कि इट हेल्प्स, कि एस्थमा के लोगों में कोरोना कम होता है, तो इट इज आउट ऑफ स्टॉक इन डिफेंस कॉलोनी केमिस्ट राइट नाउ. तो ये सब ना करें लोग. एज और आई थिंक टेक होम मैसेज इन अ जनरल टॉक फ्रॉम माय साइड विल बी स्टे हाइड्रेटेड, खूब पानी पीजिए, आपको कोविड नहीं है बहुत अच्छी बात है, तो भी प्रोन लेटिए। रोज रात को जब हम लेटते हैं, आजकल सबको टेंशन है, पहले जैसे दिन नहीं है कि लेटते ही शायद नींद आ जाए, तो रात को उल्टा पेट के बल जो प्रोनिंग सिखाई गई है, पेट आपको टच ना करे, नीचे तकिया लगा के उस तरह अगर सोएंगे तो आपके लंग्स में अंदर तक ऑक्सीजन जाएगा। सो स्टार्ट डूइंग इट। अगर आप आज किसी को भी मिले हैं, जैसे मैं एज अ डॉक्टर जिस दिन भी पेशेंट्स देखती हूँ उस दिन मैं स्टीम लेती हूँ और बीटाडीन से गार्गल कर लेती हूँ। सो डू ऑल दोज बेसिक केयर्स जो आप कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज ये महामारी है, पैंडेमिक है, ये वर्ष होगा और बढ़ सकता है, ये हम सबको पता है। और ये ना हो जाए कि अब केसेस जो डिक्लाइन में चल रहे, शुरू हुई है दिल्ली में, तो उसके बाद सारी लॉकडाउन फिर से ना खुल जाए पिछली बार की तरह तुरंत, और लोग फिर से आम जनता घूमना शुरू हो जाए, रेस्टोरेंट जाना शुरू हो जाए, सब भूल जाए। ये सब फिर से हो सकता है और फिर थर्ड वेव ज्यादा जल्दी आ सकती है। सो आप अपना ध्यान खुद रखें, ये आत्मनिर्भर भारत टाइम है। एंड जो अपनी टेक केयर टेक होम मैसेजेस हैं वो हमें, माधवी, आई थिंक all of us should give our advices and people should try and do all that as much as possible. That's my motto.
Session open for the audience. They have a lot of questions, and I've already got in my inbox many questions from Vicky Anand, Manish, Anil Advani. So I'm going to ask you all these questions to each one of you now. Shower is written. What is it actually concerning when to go for CT scan? So Shilpi, if you can answer this.
Yeah, so CT scan is not it is not a first line investigation in fact any of the diseases for that matter. So similarly in this case also, CT scan is only advisable only if your symptoms are getting worse. In cases of a moderate or a severe disease, only if the cases are getting worse, if they are suspecting the involvement of our lungs, to find out till what level is our lung involved. So they give a scoring out of 25, and depending on that, the severity of disease has been basically labeled. So it is basically to monitor the severity of the disease only when the lungs have been involved. It is not supposed to be done in a mild case, and mostly even not in moderate cases. It is only to be done when the involvement of lung is quite suspected. That's it.
Sure, you got the reply for the question, Shower.
And this will definitely be on the physician who is treating you, because they are the best judges when the patient is in their hands. So they have to decide, they have to monitor, they have to come to the conclusion whether the CT scan has to be done or it doesn't has to be done. None of the the CDCs or the Center for the Disease Control, and they have not laid down any guidelines for CT scan as of now. So it depends on the physician who's treating you basically.
Dr. Nupur, I would like to ask you, this is a question from Vicky Anand, that how long should the steam be taken?
Yeah, so about 15-20 minutes, and it can be taken up to 3 to 4 times in a day.
Okay, great. And Dr. Dipali Bhardwaj, we want to know about the third wave which is expected. Any precautions, and how bad is it going to be? How can we save ourselves from it? And how long will that be? You know, that fear is there among everybody right now about the third waves.
So what I have personally started to do, Madhvi, is I've finally started to do my yoga regularly, जो मैं patients को advise करती थी, and smile, try to relax myself. I've started to smile because daily मैं एक ये helpline जो चला रही हूँ, जिसमें मेरे 2 MBBS doctors phones पे बात करते हैं, तो वो super advice मुझसे पूछ लेते हैं when they get stuck. So it's very sad to see that आप किसी limit तक ही किसी की help कर पाते हो and all that. So देखिए, third wave, no doctor or scientist can conclude कब आएगी. कुछ बहुत जो 70% people globally, they are predicting that it will maybe come in July, August, and their predictions are that it will affect more the children. So what people like me, and I'm sure all the doctors or people who are trying to spread noise, तो मेरी तो यही message बार बार देने की कोशिश है कि इस वक्त वैक्सीन यंग कपल्स के लिए ऑन प्रायोरिटी देनी चाहिए, ताकि उनसे बच्चों को ना आए। एंड बच्चों की इम्यूनिटी कुछ की अच्छी होती है, एज ग्रुप के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है, हो सकता है उनसे म्यूटेशन होके कोई और खतरनाक स्ट्रेन भी हो सकता है। सो वी डोंट नो थर्ड वेव का क्या फ्यूचर होगा। वी डोंट इवन नो जो रिवर्स के अंदर डेड बॉडीज हैं, क्योंकि 1 ml ऑफ पानी के अंदर, 1 ml ऑफ सलाइवा के अंदर कितना वायरस होता है, अनबिलीवेबली ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ नंबर। सो अगर वो डेड बॉडीज से पानी के थ्रू एटसेट्रा कैसे आगे हम ह्यूमन रेस में वापस आएगा, नोबडी नोज राइट नाउ। सो बेस्ट इज कि आप यही सोचें. मैं तो जैसे ही मेरे सामने कोई खांसता है, आई इमेजिन दैट दिस पर्सन हैज कोविड. अगर मैं उस पर्सन को बहुत दूर से भी मिली हूँ, या मैं बंद गाड़ी में भी बाहर एक गरीब आदमी को पैसे देने के लिए वो खांस रही है लेडी, तो मैं सोचती हूँ आज मैं कोविड से मिलके अपने घर आई हूँ. सो प्लीज, दिस इज अ महामारी, दिस इज अ पैंडेमिक ऑफ अ नोवल वायरस जिसका एरोसोल ट्रांसमिशन है. Aerosol transmission is very scary. All our hospitals, hotels, cinema halls, everything is central air conditioned. And मेरा खुद का clinic is unfortunately or fortunately at once upon a time सोचने को central air conditioning, जो बहुत ज्यादा खतरनाक, गंदा, unhygienic होता है for viral pandemics. सो आप लोग अब जितना अपने आप को सेफ रखने के लिए ओपन स्पेस में किसी को मिलेंगे, जितना आप पानी दिन में पिएंगे, जितना आप किसी को बिना फिजिकल डिस्टेंसिंग के थोड़ा सा भी अगर मिले हो, अगर आप क्रेडिट कार्ड साइन करने के लिए 1 मिनट आगे गए हो, मशीन को आपने टच किया हो, हैंड सैनिटाइज भी बेशक कर लिया हो, मगर हैंड सैनिटाइज कभी कभी हम पब्लिक स्पेस में होते हैं तो ऐसे करके छोड़ देते हैं. आई एम श्योर अदर डॉक्टर्स विल एग्री, जब हम लोग मेडिकल कॉलेज ज्वाइन करते हैं तो हैंड वॉशिंग का हमें एक लेक्चर दिया जाता है 3 घंटे के लिए. हमें उस पर टेस्ट होता है. इट इज नॉट अ जोक कि 1 सेकंड में किया और खत्म. इट इज नॉट अ मैजिकल थिंग. सो इस तरह का जो हैंड सैनिटाइजर होता है, हो सकता है वायरस किसी और जगह पे हो, तो घर जाते ही तुरंत आप नहाएं. ऑल दोज थिंग्स जस्ट कंसिडर. जो आपको चीजें फर्स्ट टाइम पे तब सब बोला जा रहा था, फिर बीच में राहत हो गई, हम लोगों ने सेकेंड वेव ले आए, अब सेकेंड वेव थोड़ी बहुत ही कंट्रोल हो रही है, बहुत ज्यादा नहीं, थोड़ी बहुत कंट्रोल होती हुई दिखाई दे रही है. ये ना हो कि अच्छे से कंट्रोल हो जाए तो लोग फिर भूल जाए. तो आज माधवी ने जो इतना अच्छा सा ये प्लेटफॉर्म रखा है, डराने के लिए नहीं, पैनिक क्रिएट करने के लिए नहीं, बट ऑल ऑफ अस हैव टू बूस्ट आवर इम्यूनिटीज. जो हम लोगों ने 10 साल पहले खाया था वो आज हमें हेल्प करेगा. ये कोई विटामिन सी की बीमारी नहीं है कमी की, हम आज विटामिन सी खाएं और हमें कोरोना से बच जाएंगे. मगर हाँ, अगर आज हम अश्वगंधा गिलोय खा रहे हैं, योगा कर रहे हैं, प्रोनिंग कर रहे हैं, पानी ज्यादा पी रहे हैं, स्टीम ले रहे हैं, रात को ब्रश करके सोते हैं, अगर हमें कोविड हो चुका है तो हम अपना ब्रश बदल रहे हैं, हम अपने मोबाइल फोन के ऊपर का पीछे का फिल्म को बदल रहे हैं रेगुलरली, क्योंकि फोन हमारा इधर उधर जाता है, उसके अंदर फोमाइट और वायरस और बैक्टीरिया स्टिक हो सकते हैं. अगर आप ऑक्सीजन कॉन्सेंट्रेटर अपने किसी फैमिली मेंबर के लिए लाए हो तो उसका कैन्युला अच्छे से क्लीन कर रहे हो एवरी डे, ट्वाइस अ डे आइडियली, क्योंकि वो ह्यूमिड एयर होती है, उसके अंदर 99% ऑक्सीजन होता है, वहां पे पनप सकता है फंगस. तो बेसिक हाइजीन हम सबको बहुत बढ़ाना जरूरी है. उस वो वही हमारी जो कोशिश है, इन सारी चीजों से ही हम अपने आप को थर्ड वेव से दूर रख सकते हैं. लास्टली, विटामिन सी सप्लीमेंट के मैं अगेंस्ट नहीं हूँ. अगर आपने बहुत टाइम खा लिया है तो मुझे, और आप टचवुड सेफ रहे हैं, तो मेरी एडवाइस होगी कि हाइपर वाइटामिनोसिस कैन बी द नेक्स्ट पैंडेमिक और एन एपिडेमिक इन आवर कंट्री, स्पेशली फॉर द रिच. सो हाइपर विटामिनोसिस से बचने के लिए अननेसेसरी विटामिन ना खाएं. हरी सब्जियां, दाल, 2 रंग के फल रोज खाने की कोशिश करें. ट्राई टू अवॉइड अननेसेसरी विटामिन सप्लीमेंट्स. बेटर टू टेक, माधवी, विल बी एंटीऑक्सीडेंट सप्लीमेंट्स, जो हमारे अच्छे खाने के, जो हम न्यूट्रिशन खाना खाते हैं, अगर हम एंटीऑक्सीडेंट सप्लीमेंट ले रहे हो तो न्यूट्रिशियस फूड से हमारी अब्जॉर्प्शन विटामिन वगैरह की ऑटोमेटिकली 2 गुना 3 गुना हो जाती है, rather than having vitamins as supplements. क्योंकि अब बहुत टाइम पैंडेमिक का हो गया, बहुत टाइम और हम सबको पैंडेमिक में रहना भी है, और लाइट रहना है, बहुत जरूरी है. आप गाने सुने, स्माइल करें, स्माइल योगा जो लाफ्टर योगा होता था, डू एनीथिंग which can keep you mentally slightly light because it's a long war.
Leading doctors here today with us. We are fortunate to have you all here with us. And now I'm going to go for a rapid fire questions, quick answers because of short of time. I'm sorry, but then we'll have to be a little short with the answers. So this question goes to Dr. Shilpi. Can pregnant women take vaccine?
Yeah. Now they have been, I think 2-3 days back, these people have like advised it for, it can be taken for pregnant and lactating both. But we are actually taking consents before giving vaccine now.
Spread the virus to others.
Sorry, Madhvi, can you just repeat?
Can the asymptomatic patient transfer the virus to the others?
Yes, definitely they can, and I think that is one of the biggest sources of infection. Someone who is asymptomatic, who may have come in contact but did not develop any symptoms, they can easily transfer it to other people who later might develop a complicated disease.
Dr. Diwali, is mycorrhizasis also airborne? These are from the audience, these questions.
Mucormycosis, I think.
Mucormycosis. It's a question from the audience.
Mucormycosis kaise ho raha hai, as I said before also, it's all under scientific research because it is a very, very rare disease. And I think the most important thing is ki wahi hygiene, hygiene, hygiene. That is what everybody has to remember.
Dr. Shilpi, if the slot is not available, can we put longer gap between two Covaxin shots?
Yeah, I have just mentioned that the gap between Covishield has been increased to 12 to 16 weeks, in fact, now. And for Covaxin, it's like 6 to 8 weeks. So if the other dose is not available, or by any chance you're getting not available, not able to just get it, you don't have to rush. Just sit back and wait for the same brand, okay, what you have already taken. So it's better not to intermix the vaccinations as of now. The researchers have they have come to the point as of now.
Yeah, no, but whether it is like Covishield or Covaxin, if the slot is not available, can we put longer gap between the two slots?
Long in the sense, I've just mentioned the gaps that should be there. I think by then you will definitely get your second dose. 12 weeks is it's like it has been of late it has been recommended that 12 to 16 weeks can also be given now. A gap of 12 to 16 weeks can be given now.
Perfect, great. And Dr. Nupur, like everybody's saying that the virus is in the air. So are you supposed to go for a walk on your terrace, in your gardens at home, or even that's not permitted? You have to be just confined in your homes with double mask, sitting with double mask at home also.
Yeah, sorry. You can go to your own terrace, your own garden, your own driveway. There's no problem in that. Even if you're meeting someone else, try to meet in open spaces. That is where the chances of contracting will be lesser. You don't have to, if you're inside your own garden and own terrace, you don't have to wear a mask in that.
And Dr. Dipali Bhardwaj, the question to you goes now that people, who have got COVID and recovered, they say they are in a better place now, because the ones who have not got it, it's more scary for them because you don't know how it's going to impact them, how it's going to come to them, because it's like very, very differently attacking everybody. So what do you have to say about that? Will they get it, or they will never get it, or it's going to happen to everyone once in, that's what everybody says, that surely.
Yeah, sorry. So, Madhvi, it's not a rule that everybody will definitely get COVID. A lot of people will have it and it will become fine. They won't even come to know. But very important thing which everybody has to remember is that even if you had COVID, even if you had 2 doses of your vaccine, you can again get COVID. You can have a COVID of another strain also, which could be more serious, which could be very mild. So when you're living in a pandemic, you have to follow the rule of COVID appropriate behavior at every moment.
Take it up. Otherwise, whatever questions I have, I'll surely ask you. So, Dr. Shilpi, it goes to you now. How to overcome COVID-induced insomnia?
So now, as it has Dr. Dipali has also just mentioned that this is like a very difficult phase for each one of us. So people have basically they have those anxiety levels, and people are really bothered that if they'll move out, they're going to get into this amidst this difficult and dreadful disease. So it is very important to keep yourself calm. And because insomnia, the main cause in this case is of definitely anxiety and that pressure of not being able to move out of house and not being able to go for your work, or not being able to do what the things you always have done in your life. So Dr. Dipali, as she has just mentioned, you have to keep yourself calm and just think that this is something what we all have to face together now. So we have to deal with this problem with a smiling face, and we have to avoid any kind of anxiety. We don't have to, think that we are going to contract the disease if we step out or something like that. You have to, take care of all the precautions. And I'm sure that once we take the precautions, and once, as both Dr. Nupur and Dr. Dipali have mentioned, the precautions we are supposed to take, I'm sure that you can simply avoid contracting the disease for sure. So you don't have to just panic, and you have to don't reach that anxiety level. Just lead a normal life. If you are at home, that's your place. So be happy, even if you have to sit at home. Just be happy that you're alive today, because I'm sure we all are seeing the condition that what is happening outside. If you're sitting at your home, you are safe with your family members. Be happy, avoid those anxiety levels, and I'm sure you're going to fight those problems of insomnia very soon.
Yes, Gauri is saying keep your vibrations high. Well said, very true, Gauri. And Nupur, I would like to ask you, there's a question again from the audience that they want to know that whether they can go to the parks for a walk or not. Definitely, you can go on your terrace and your house garden, but what about the parks? Can you take a walk in the parks?
So I would suggest go to the park at a time when the least number of people are there. Don't go when there are too many people. Uh, Even if you are going and even if there are few people in the park, it's better to wear a mask and go. Right now, the strain which is there, it is highly contagious. So it is better to take the precaution. Avoid going to the park if possible. But if you can't avoid, if you do have to go at a time when the number of people are less, either early mornings or late at night, and keep the mask on.
He wants to know the post-COVID precautions for patients. And chest pain is a very common thing which is seen in patients, and it's mandatory to do a CT scan after COVID for all. This is his query to Dr. Dipali.
Madhvi, can you quickly have the query again?
Yeah. So Manish wants to know that post-COVID precautions for patients, and chest pain is a very common thing which is seen in patients. And is it mandatory to do a CT scan after COVID for all?
Okay. So yes, Madhvi, the problem is that you're right. We've already lost a lot of good souls, a lot of people, a lot of doctors. AMU में अभी 20 doctors, scientists died in 3 days with COVID because of MI and heart attacks, and they were all COVID negative. So yes, if one person has turned COVID negative and at home, मेरे हिसाब से there should be an emergency tray at home. The emergency tray, I'm smiling and saying because I'm again and again reminding we are in a pandemic, so we have to be very careful. It should contain low dose of aspirin. If the person is diabetic, senior citizen, or has had some sort of a heart disease or a heart treatment before or an angioplasty, then it is a good idea to have clopidogrel, statins जो डॉक्टर ने दिए ही होंगे in good doses. ऑल्सो एंटासिड शुड बी अवेलेबल. अगर बीच में जैसे हमने वो कल हो ना हो मूवी में देखा था, सडनली दर्द हो रहा है रेडिएटिंग टू द लेफ्ट आर्म, या बिल्कुल कलेजे के बीच में जैसे फटने वाला दर्द होता है, वो वाला दर्द हो रहा है, rather than waiting for 10-12 hours, calling up doctors or trying to think what to do, it is safe to eat a chewable low dose aspirin 300 milligram जब तक आपको वो गोल्डन पीरियड मिल जाएगा और आप डॉक्टर के पास जाके ईसीजी करा पाओगे या हॉस्पिटल जाके ईसीजी करा पाओगे. Yes, if you can afford and if there are symptoms of the lung involvement, it is a good idea to get a CT scan done. It always helps. एक baseline CT scan बन जाता है, especially for people living in North India जो हमारे साथ आज इस शो पे जुड़े हुए हैं. Because हम सबके lungs पूरी दुनिया में सबसे ज़्यादा pollution से already मिल चुके हैं. तो हमारी body और हमारे lungs के अंदर बहुत सारा pollution भी है. So it's a good idea. It will help us have a borderline marking कि lungs कितने healthy हैं. And my sinusitis has increased post-COVID. So yes, post-COVID we were talking, Madhvi. So post-COVID care के अंदर heart symptoms के लिए मैंने आपको बताया कि कैसे golden period में अपने आप को ध्यान दें. जैसे हमने देखा how we lost a very good media person, Rohit Sardana. Then also so many other people unnamed. And also we need to know that post-COVID also somebody can have COVID again or any other complication, neurological, brain or lung. So one has to be very careful. Again, keep wearing the double mask क्योंकि हम पोस्ट कोविड भी 3 हफ्ते तक दूसरों को ट्रांसमिशन दे सकते हैं, और जो उस वक्त ट्रांसमिशन हो रहा होता है वो म्यूटेटेड फॉर्म्स का होता है, बिकॉज वायरस हमसे ज्यादा चालू है, हमसे ज्यादा स्मार्ट है, तो वो अपना रूप बदलता है. तो जब वो एक ह्यूमन से दूसरे ह्यूमन में जाता है पोस्ट ट्रीटमेंट, दैट इज द टाइम व्हेन इट इज हाईएस्ट रेट्स ऑफ म्यूटेशन. So one has to be very particular and a sensible citizen, sensible family member at that time.
And this question goes to you, Dr. Shilpi. Anil wants to know that EcoSprin before, during and after vaccine for heart patients.
Yeah, it basically depends on the cardiovascular or any other disease you are already suffering from, the comorbidity which exists in you. So Ecosprin, otherwise it is not a on the counter drug. It's not to be taken on your own without the physician's advice. So if you have a cardiovascular problem, then you have to consult your physician first before undergoing for a vaccination protocol. So you need to first consult the physician. If he suggests, it depends on what disease you have. Ecosprin, it doesn't has to be given to each and every person, or each and every person who has a cardiovascular problem. It depends on what problem are you dealing with. So then only, so you have to take it only after the advice from your physician. I can't hear you.
I said, if the patient is already taking Ecosprin, so do they need to take the advice and only then take it?
Yeah, I think it's better. Otherwise, they actually if they want, they can continue also. But it's always better to take a physician's advice. Yeah, if you have a comorbidity, you must take a physician advice before you go for the vaccine or any medication for that matter.
Perfect. So can any one of you read the questions by the audience, because there are some questions by the audience there. If anyone can read, I don't see it on my screen as of now, but there were some questions.
I think there was a question: when can the vaccine be taken post being COVID negative? How long after COVID negative? Yeah.
How long after you're COVID negative to go for
one dose of the Covaxin?
Yeah, Sandhya Rani Jain. Yeah, if you can reply to this.
After you have recovered from COVID, I think this is what she means. After you have recovered from COVID.
Yeah, after you've recovered from COVID.
Yeah. So for the vaccine, the first dose have to be after an interval of about a month. So you have to take it before, or not before that. The interval has to be minimum a month's time.
So how do we know that we have to go for a CT scan? How do we know that when do we have to go for a CT scan?
So if you are at home and you just have mild symptoms, you cannot decide if you have to go for a CT scan. You definitely are going to land up in a hospital, and your symptoms are definitely going to involve the lower respiratory tract. So you're going to feel that shortness of breath. That means that your body is facing hypoxia. There's a lack of oxygen, and that definitely point out towards the involvement of lungs. In that case, your physician is the one who will decide that yes, you have to undergo for a CT scan. You cannot decide on your own sitting at home or in a home isolation. Yes, I'm going to getting a CT scan done for myself. Because you're going to get a CT scan done definitely means that you are in a hospital and you're under some physician who will decide it for you. And going for a CT scan will definitely mean that you have a lung involvement, and you'll have the symptoms for that. There will be shortness of breath, there will be hypoxia. So then that is the time when you have to go for a CT scan.
Perfect, wonderful. I think Nupur, you need to be on your data because you've lost connect. I can't see you here. And this is the last question to each one of you. Dr. Dipali, I would like to ask you for a message of hope, positivity, and strength to all of us who have fear and anxiety at this time. So a message to the audience.
Message is we all have to stay alive, as that song is there now. So just stay alive, get your hobbies back. I'm sure Dr. Shilpi is going to be with me on the fact that pre-COVID, trust me, I never had time कि मैं कुछ सोच पाती है अपनी hobbies को याद कर पाती. So I'm trying to bring that back in me, feeling younger, feeling lighter, and of course studying as much that I can do for helping my patients. But
I know I've never watched TV. I've never watched TV in my entire life. This is the only time I was down with COVID few days back. So this is the first time ever in my life that for continuous 10 days I've been watching television. Otherwise, we never used to get time to watch television also.
Netflix, yes, I've been doing so much of Netflix.
People are already done with. I have just watched them for the first time. People are saying this is like pretty old, but I never watched them. This is the first time ever I've ever watched net series also. So thanks to COVID.
Thanks to COVID.
Why I ask for this message is actually that internally we are all going through a very low time right now. I may be looking very chirpy on the screen and everything, but even there are lows that I'm going through because of tragedy in our friends, in our family, and all that is happening, but still trying to stay positive so that we all can give positivity to each other. And that was the reason I really wanted to have this message from all of you. So Dr. Shilpi, the same question goes to you and then to Nupur.
Yeah, so that's what. Stay positive, stay healthy. I think once this thing end, I've read somewhere that this probably has come to change our lifestyles. So I'm sure once this pandemic is going to get over, 99% people would have changed their lifestyle, and that would definitely be for a good. So we all are adopting a very very good lifestyle, be it our eating habits, be it our hygiene habits, because we are supposed to wash our hands. So we'll get into a habit of washing our hands again and again. So it's actually going to help us, I guess, in a certain way, that everyone is changing their lifestyle. And I think we should keep our spirits high, and we should think in a positive manner. If we are sitting at home with our close family members and we are alive, we should thank God for that. So let's be happy, and जो लिखा है वो होना है. That is what I feel. Everything is destined. जो लिखा है वो होना है. अगर हम इसी डर से जिएंगे कि ये हमारे साथ होगा, so I think we will not be able to survive. It's better not to land up into any psychiatric problem, because of COVID, rather than actually landing up having COVID. So just be happy, just be safe, just be with your family, be at home, and just follow all what we have just told you, people. Just follow those healthy lifestyle habits, eat healthy, keep yourself hydrated, and feel good, do good, enjoy with your family, do your hobbies, do things which you have never been able to do for your own self. So take care of yourself, and just be positive. यही सोचो, हमें नहीं होगा, हमें कभी नहीं होगा. We'll be safe, our family will be safe, and that is going to help you, I'm sure.
Yeah, actually, I think the fear is not about dying, but the fear of seeing so much of pain and suffering, and what the person will go through when it comes
now
to you.
People have that fear of dying. So many people have been consulting me, and I can feel those vibes when they talk about all this. Because we have actually seen so many deaths in our close vicinity now, in our close friends, that people have that fear also now. So that is what I just want to point out towards this. Everything is destined. कोई नहीं बदल सकता. No one can, no one can change your death and your birth. So it's better to be happy, and just to make the most of the whatever time is available for you, for your own self, and be happy.
Important right now. And Dr. Nupur, the same thing. We would like to have the message from you as well.
Completely resonate with Dr. Shilpi and Dr. Dipali, both of them, whatever they have said. I think the next, post this COVID, the next pandemic is going to be about mental health. So we need to start taking care of it from now itself. It is important to, to completely close yourself. We are listening to too much of negativity on the social media, on the news as well. So we need to completely avoid, at least for some time during the day, be away from COVID-related talks and COVID-related news. Spend time on things that you're passionate about, whether it is singing, dancing, art, craft, whatever it is. Spend time with your kids. I have 2 small kids, and I've never been able to give them this much time, which I'm doing right now, and that is something which really gives me happiness. At the end of the day, I feel good that I have done justice to them. I'm spending a good amount of quality time with them. So and that really helps in lifting my spirits. So spending time with your family, eating good nutritious food while you're at home. Think about the positive. If you keep thinking about negative, you will keep going downhill. So try to think about the positive things which are happening. Of course, there is a lot of tragedies which are happening. A lot of people are dying. We cannot do anything about it, but whatever is in our control, whatever we can work on, at least we should do our bit. If we can help someone, of course, that is something which will also help in improving our mood and our spirits. So in whatever way you can help others, try to help others, but also make sure that you are taking care of your mental well-being.
Thank you so much for being here and taking out your precious time around this time, and for creating so much of hope, positivity, and strength to all of us, giving so much of positivity and hope and strength to all of us. Pleasure and honor hosting you, Dr. Shilpi, Dr. Nupur, and Dr. Dipali.
Thank you so much, Madhuri.
All the best to everyone. Be safe, be healthy.
Be safe, be take care.
And smiling. Thank you.
Thank you. We pray and hope for a better future. May God bless us all and be with us all. Thank you. Salute to the doctors. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.